A lot of my viewers are very aware of dating older women. When I say older women, I mean women who are over the age of 25. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is completely aware that a woman over the age of 25 has experiences in her that really makes her unfit to be a partner of any sort. And let me break that down for you. Leonardo is a big-time movie star. He deals with a lot of stuff in his daily life. He's not a normal person. He's not a normal man. So, when they say he's dating such and so girl, what's happening is he's going off and doing all of his business, and occasionally he sees her. He's not with her 24 hours a day. First of all, he doesn't have the time, right? He's a man of means. He has this empire. So, people are amazed that he lets the woman go at the age of 25. What's happening is he gets her at 18, and probably he might see her, 24 times in a year? I'm just guesstimating here. He doesn't see her a lot, right? So she has a whole bunch of living that she's doing on her own outside of his presence. And this living might even include other men. It would be unfortunate, but it probably includes other men. And it includes other women friends who say, girl, you need to leave him. He ain't this, he ain't that, blah, 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 right? Because that's how women crave drama. They're so bored. Why? Because they have estrogen, and estrogen is chaos. Testosterone is logic and order. This is why a man can make an insane cake and a woman makes a cake with love. No, she's just bored and doesn't take the time to dedicate herself to making that cake. A man does. Logic and order says, okay, I'm going to sit down and make a cake. So the results are a man makes a cake fit for Louis XIV, and the woman makes a cake fit for a 3-year-old birthday party. It's nice, but it's not Louis XIV nice. So this woman has life going on from 18 to 25, and by the age of 25, she is jaded. 7 years. She is jaded. She is, I've seen it all. You've taken me all over the place. This is her attitude. So when he drops her at 25, it's because she has become what he doesn't want. So he starts over, 18. Also, he can. And they say, oh my God, Leonardo is 50 years old. I don't know how old he is. He's 50-something, something like that. And in the United States, they try and portray that as something weird and something strange and something odd. It happens all over the world. The rest of the planet is like that. The rest of the planet says, you marry my daughter when you have established your house, your estate. Okay, how old are you when you establish your estate? Sure enough, 50 years old, for most men, is when they establish their estate. Guess what else happens at 50? You become a millionaire. A majority, something like 90% of millionaires are 50 and over. A majority of a vast majority of millionaires are 50 years old and older. They're not 18. As much as these weird females on TikTok and man on the street interviews, how much does a man has to be with you? Oh, he's got to have $500,000 income. Who at 18 is bringing in $500,000? Nobody. How old is the person bringing in $500,000? He's 50. All day long, he's 50. If you find a 30-year-old who's bringing in $500,000, hold on, just keep watching. He's going to get arrested. I'm just saying, right? That's how that works. That's how money works. I said all of this to say, just as the woman is jaded at 25 and it's a wrap and she's not nice to be around, I want to point the mirror at some of you. You're so jaded and so upset with the world, and you listen to the negativity that's spewed in the manosphere. I'm not a part of the manosphere. I'm a political pundit. I'm a financial guru, whatever you want to. I'm a broke financial guru. I'm just like the doctor that came and saw me today. Came and did all sorts of tests on me, and all the tests were amazing. He was like, okay, let me check out there's swelling in your leg. Nope. I looked fit. I looked fit, but I have high blood pressure. But he shook his head. When he took my blood pressure, he started tisking. This will not do. You must lose 5% weight. I weigh 240. I used to weigh 280 last year. Now I weigh 240. That's supposedly impossible, but I did it. It's supposedly unhealthy, but I did it. And when I told him how I did it, I walked 10 miles a day, 6 hours a day. How? I was in a job where I walked all day long. 10,000 steps? I blew by breakfast. 20,000 steps? That's lunch. Let's get it up to 10 miles. And the little tracker that says, you've walked all the way to Paris. You've walked the entire Sahara Desert. I was blowing through those like every week. Apparently, people don't do that normally, but I was doing that. I lost 40 pounds. But I look amazing compared to the doctor, and he's going tisk. But I have high blood pressure. He said, lose 5% body weight, and the high blood pressure will completely vanish. So that's what I'm going to do, I guess. Now, you all are jaded. I understand why you're jaded. Most of you are men. You're put upon. Put upon means that people hoist all of their problems, all of their blame, shift all the blame onto you and your shoulders. I get it. They try to do it to me, but I consider myself better than most humans, so it doesn't quite work. I'll just turn around and say, you're a peasant, so that doesn't work in my case. Yeah, I'm a prince, you're a peasant. You don't know what you're talking about. You have absolutely no certifications to even say those words, and you haven't even studied the subject, but you're talking about it as if you're the foremost authority on the topic. Why? Because you watch CNN, and CNN emboldens you to talk about stuff that you don't know about, and they say it over and over and over and over and over. And guess what? When you repeat something, the subconscious listens. This is why men say, honey, don't go out wearing that. Why? Although they don't have a psych degree like I do, let me clue you into some secret here. Instinctively, they say don't go out wearing that. Why? Not because they're insecure. Please sit down if you say stuff like that. And by please sit down, I mean, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know what the word insecure means. Psychologically, if you repeat something to a woman, her subconscious starts listening. So, if she wears sexy outfits and she goes to the bar, to the club, with her single friends, and the dudes run up on her and go, oh, you looking hot tonight. Oh my God, you look hot tonight. Oh my God, you look hot tonight. Oh my God, you look hot tonight. Her subconscious is going to listen to that and glom onto that. I mean, swallow. Glom onto that, and eventually, after much hypnosis, because that's what it is, of men coming up and telling her, oh, you look hot tonight, instead of going home and saying, honey, all of these men said I looked hot. Let's go to the bedroom and make a baby. That's not the thought process. That's not how that works. The next dude that comes up and says, oh, you look hot tonight. Let's go to my place. She's going to say yes. That's how that works. It's the same thing CNN does. They repeat the same thing over and over and over. Let's impeach Trump. Let's impeach Trump. Let's impeach Trump. For what? They never say for what. Or their reasoning is, he's committed so many felonies. He's committed so many crimes. He's committed so many violations as president. He's been in there 98 days so far. You do not impeach a president unless he has literally walked out into Pennsylvania Avenue with a rocket launcher, and started blowing up every building in Washington, D.C. then you consider impeaching a president. They're now using impeachment as a political tool. If you're a Democrat, you need to recall any congressman of yours that mentions the word impeachment. Why? Because it is destroying the union. That's how that works. The whole indictment, the whole conviction, all of that stuff, that destroyed the union. And you're letting those people get away with it. At no point do you have integrity. I'm talking to all the Democrats, all of you liberals who went for that. And let me repeat it so your subconscious can listen. We have to be a country, a nation of laws. And the law says for you to even consider impeaching a president, he has to be guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors. That literally means that you caught him laundering cocaine money on the White House lawn in broad daylight by the kilo load. It has to be outrageously bad. Now you find out that Letitia James is being prosecuted because, lo and behold, she's actually is falsifying her documents in real estate. She actually is. Not the whole Trump overvalued his property to get a better loan, which he then secured and then paid off, and the banks are happy, and that today's valuation of Mar-a-Lago is 10 times what he actually got a loan for. No, that's not what she's doing. She is falsifying actual records. Falsifying. A complete crime. And she's a DA. She's held to a higher standard than you or I. She has a fiduciary duty to not only prosecute people for violating the law, she cannot herself violate the law. And we're talking about actual law. To get at Trump for the stuff that they accused him of doing, they didn't have jurisdiction to begin with. Some judge in Macon, Mississippi can't just declare that they are going to prosecute Trump, the president of the United States. They don't have the jurisdiction. That is not their lane. The Supreme Court, maybe, if somebody with standing, which means that they have to have the full authority vested in them to even bring a complaint to the Supreme Court before the Supreme Court can even say anything. These people were just coming to the judge, and the judge himself were just declaring stuff. Same thing with the whole deportation stuff. The judges are just declaring stuff. Nobody's even complaining about any. Nobody with authority is complaining about it. And they're going to a judge literally in the backwaters of Macon, Mississippi, or something crazy like that. Oh, the district judge in the 6th precinct. Who is that? What other cases does that judge hear? Oh, they hear traffic cases. Oh, the traffic court judge has declared something? You're using the word judge liberally, just in like a general term. Of course, as soon as he became president, he's completely immune to all of that stuff. And all of the stuff that they were even talking about, he was immune to at the time also. The whole point of it was to get him not to run and potentially not win. But he did run and he did win. And not only that, they should have, because it's through law, as soon as he declared that he was running, all the court cases should have vanished. That's what should have happened. But you Democrats don't obey the law. You're all criminals. And you're a party to it when you vote for those people. You have no dignity. You have no honor. You want to destroy the nation. It doesn't matter that the people are in Congress and that they're a part of the government. They're criminals. Do you really want a criminal running the government? And I'm not talking about euphemistically, oh, they're all criminals. No, these are actual criminals. These are actual like stone cold criminals. Then they tell you you need to protest Elon Musk. But hold on. Most of you Democrats are saying, no, we're not going to protest Elon Musk. Elon Musk makes electric vehicles. Electric vehicles, we were told, is going to save the planet. So they went ahead and paid people to go and protest Elon Musk and burn down his shops and stuff. But you remain quiet. What's the old story about World War II? First they came for the undesirables and I kept quiet. Then they came for me and nobody was there to speak up for me. If you're voting for a stone cold criminal to take office, we're not talking about politicians lie. We're talking about actual criminals, actual people who are out to destroy the nation, all in the hopes of making money off of your tax dollars. By the way, this is what the video is supposed to be about. I'm sorry, it took me, 20 minutes to figure this out. Trump is declaring that he is going to remove income taxes from people making $250,000 a year and below. Remove it. You will no longer pay taxes, federal income taxes. Now, what does that mean for states? He might try and twist the arms of the states and say, hey, there's no such thing federally. Why should they be paying something locally or statewide when they're not getting anything? When they go down the street and even the shock absorbers in their tires cannot absorb all of the bumps in the road because nobody has fixed the road for 50 years, but they're steady paying taxes, car purchase taxes, property taxes, school taxes, even people without children paying taxes, supposedly to fix the schools. Schools are overburdened with illegal aliens in the classes, and people say you can't even talk about that. You can't go into the school and ask people for their papers, but they're now doing that. And you should be thankful. That means that your children are going to get a better education. So instead of a class of 60 students and one teacher, you're going to have 20 students and one teacher. It's still big, but it's a lot better. In an hour, the teacher can actually talk to people, not with 60 to 100 students in the classroom. Also, China's imploding. China is, as we know it, is going bye-bye. What does that mean? That means that the Central Communist Party, the CCP, I believe that's what it stands for, is no longer going to be in control due to the tariffs. And hold to your horses. You're going to blame Trump. No, now the Chinese turned around, the Chinese manufacturers turned around and started exposing the quote-unquote luxury items, that they're made in the same exact table as the Walmart items and the Temu items and the Shein items. So the items that cost 30 cents is made by the very same exact person that makes the item that you pay $600 for, or $10,000 for. And then the luxury brands turned around and is suing the Chinese for exposing them. I'm not going to show any pictures because I don't want to be a part of the lawsuit, but I didn't say anything against Temu and Shein. I'm just saying that they were made in the same place. All of the luxury brands, all of them, they're made in China. You're not supposed to have a luxury brand made in China. China does not have any of the protocols, of regulations, or the safety guidelines that the rest of the planet has. If you have a luxury item, it should be made by Susan across the railroad tracks. Why? Then it would cost too much. No, that's not the problem. You don't need to pay somebody 10 cents for your $600 item. You need to pay somebody $100 for your $600 item. Because the person who's you're paying $100 for, first of all, is going to make absolutely sure every thread is in place. Every piece of leather is cut perfectly. If it's made in China, that person who's making 10 cents is not caring about any of that stuff. So then you have 30% return rate, meaning when the luxury brand gets the shipment of the items from China, they have to destroy 30% of the items because they're not good enough. Just right off the bat, they're not good enough. And I believe that's what the Chinese people were exposing the luxury brands for. So like 30% of their items are completely useless and disgusting. They go in the wrong way. They're diagonal, not straight. I mean, it's just because you're paying somebody 10 cents an hour. You can make a fantastic profit, still charge somebody $600 if you pay somebody $100 an hour. You're going to get an item of quality. That was the thing about Made in America. The quality was superior than anything else on the planet. You all have not heard this probably in 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. But that's what was the pride about Made in America, that it was quality. I'm sure you can go see power tools, wrenches, sockets. I have no idea what I'm even saying. Stuff that mechanics use, stuff that carpenters use, and the item made in China versus the item made in the United States are so drastically different. And the quality is so drastically different that the person making the video is laughing the entire time. Breaking when they're trying to screw in something. The tool is breaking. So what's the point of the tool? The point is that you paid $5 for the tool, but you have to buy the tool every project versus the tool that you paid $100 for. You get to leave in the will to your son, and then your son leaves in the will to his son, your grandson. That's the difference. China's imploding. The CCP is on their last leg. I believe Japan is doing something to China also. I haven't looked at it though. And it's not Trump. Trump is doing something that should have been done to begin with, or Trump is undoing something that should never have been done. You cannot have a country that does not make its own thing. China was already talking about, hold on to your hats. Bill Gates and Fauci were sounding the alarm that another disease is coming, another disease is coming, another disease is coming. And in response, China said, we're going to hold back your medical products. Did you hear me? China said, you want to play this game? We're going to hold back your medical products. That's the state that we're in right now. But China says, oh, a disease is coming. We're going to hold back your medical products. You won't have medical products. We don't care about the price. We don't care about how much money we could make. We're going to completely deny you the product altogether. That's the state that we're in. As much as you all want to say, oh, Trump is terrible. Let's impeach Trump. Oh, my God. Oh. China said, we're not going to make your medical products. We're hoping that the disease rumors are true and that it'll take care of you, our enemy, for us. You want to pay $5 for, oh no, you want your 99-cent store to really exist. The 99-cent store was never a good deal to begin with. Yes, you're paying 99 cents, but it was 99 cents for half an ounce on something that's $3 for 30 ounces. But no, you paid 99 cents. So you're happy that you paid 99 cents. Yeah, but you only got half an ounce. I'm sitting here with a cabinet full of stuff that I paid $100 for. Cabinet full. If you paid $100, I've seen the shopping cart. If you paid $100 at the 99-cent store, first of all, your shopping cart is only half full, and you paid $100, and it's all toxic, cancer-inducing stuff from China. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all share this. I hope you all subscribe. I'm losing subscribers. I think YouTube is banning all the bots that probably follow me. So most of you all have not unsubscribed, but I need you all to subscribe. I think it's something like only 30% are subscribed that actually watch me. So 70% who are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to me. Thank y'all for watching. Let me say this. I grew up as an only child. That means that my entire life was from the viewpoint of somebody outside looking at the world. You people with brothers and sisters, you don't understand the perspective. So my perspective as an only child is either I pray for the destruction of the planet or I'm a cheerleader of the planet. I choose to be a cheerleader. If anybody says something that can benefit everybody on the planet, I'm cheering for it. I'm not a Republican. I'm not MAGA. I'm a Libertarian. That means I evaluate everything and I stand for freedom and I stand for actual justice. Actual justice, not social justice. Social justice, the word. No, actual justice is brutal. If you do this, this happens. If you do this, these are the consequences. Social justice has nothing to do with that. I don't know why they even call it that word. It turned into the word woke, right? As a libertarian, I want justice. You don't do harm to your neighbor, but you're free to do any and everything possible in your life. That also means the government can't tax your property, which means you can't lose your property because the government has taxed you out of your property. The whole point of the United States at first was that we have so much land, we're going to give it away. And then you have the land and you improve the land. And by you improving the land, that also means that you're a better person and we have a robust middle class just from having land and keeping up the land. And you're going to do other stuff to have the resources to keep up your land because you want to live in a nice place. This is also why a lot of the rest of the world, South America, Central America, Africa, Asia, does not have a robust middle class because you cannot own land or nobody owns land. They can't afford it because they don't have a robust middle class that is generationally passing down. Generational quote unquote wealth isn't just for the wealthy, it's also for everybody else. The merchant class emerged from feudalism and the lords and ladies and all those sorts of people, while they were collecting taxes and what have you, the merchant class became richer than they were. Why? Because you can only tax somebody so much, and you have to do it like, once a month or once a year, something like that, versus the merchant is dealing in millions of dollars in a time when $100 was an outrageous amount. So, a robust middle class includes merchants, that you own your own, that you're entrepreneurs, that you own your own business. That's what you should be striving for as an adult, period. And I don't mean women, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do with millions of dollars? You're not going to do anything but shop. And don't say you're not, because that's what 99% of women do. That's the whole point of this rise of feminism, which destroyed the Roman Empire. They want you to shop. They want you to have money so you can shop. So they want to give you more money so you can shop. They want to give you more education so you can get a better job so you can have more money so you can shop. Got it? So we want men to be the entrepreneurs, to make the money, to own their own business so they can have a family. But you can only get a family if you pick the proper woman. Don't pick the woman who wants to shop all the time. That destroyed the Roman Empire. You listening? Thank y'all for watching. I'll stop.